Hi, I'm Dave Henning with the Fresh Start Podcast, and today my guest is Bob Krueger. And Bob, we are so happy to have you here. You are the co-founder of a nonprofit organization, the Heidi Krueger Foundation for Giving. Thank you for being with me today.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for having me. Really been looking forward to kind of doing this with you. So thank you.
So your foundation operates out of the East Bay, out of the San Francisco Bay Area. And you've been serving students now for 13 years. And you've informed me that you and your four sons founded Heidi's Foundation shortly after she passed away in 2006. So what is the purpose, Bob, of Heidi's Foundation?
That's a great question. The purpose is to support people in creating a future for themselves by earning their education. So how we do this is we provide educational grants to deserving students. So they do the hard work. They're earning their education. They're working hard. We just provide some income, and it's for people that are financially strapped. So we're trying to fill that gap so that maybe make the difference in some cases between finishing a degree or finishing a certificate and not doing it. So,
and what age group are these young people?
Well, it's really interesting, Dave. To date, they've all been, graduate from high school, so college age, but could be 18 up to about 24. And it doesn't matter if it's older than that. What we want to do is expand the program too, and certainly assist adults. So there really isn't an age limit, Dave. It's more of you have to finish high school. You have to be, in college. Now, originally, the requirement was full-time in college, but now, as we'll probably be supporting people, we hope to, that are working full-time that may not be able to be full-time in college, certainly that'll be suspended for working people. But, at this point in time, the real answer is whatever age people need financial help to get their degree, to get their certificate, we're good on it. Our job is to support.
Awesome. So, tell us the story of the foundation and how this all started, Bob.
Well, I think you alluded to a little bit of it, Dave. My wife, Heidi Krueger, passed away in 2006. And, it was difficult on my sons and I, for sure. And afterwards, we sat down and we talked a lot about her. And one of the things about Heidi is she was just a giver. She was known to be a giver. And so we said, well, can we do something to honor her name? Can we do something that would be giving or contributing? So we said, okay, we're going to start this foundation. We have no idea how to do it. We started it up. I went to a lawyer friend. He gave us some clues. We went to the Los Gatos Community Foundation, which is a large nonprofit in Los Gatos. And Heidi was actually on the board of directors there. So I pitched them and said, hey, we were going to form this foundation. We'd like to go under your umbrella as a nonprofit. So we did that for many years. So they supported us right off the bat. I think, and then to conclude the answer, I think it really was finding a vehicle to both help people in her name and propagate her name. So the vehicle we decided on was, providing grants, scholarships to people in need for school. Maybe in the future, and I would love that, maybe we progress to that plus something else. Maybe we give $20,000 a year to a cancer fund in someone's name. So, the possibilities are endless here. We feel very fortunate to have gotten this far and served this many people.
So who are these students? Where do they come from? How do they find you? And you said a little bit about some of their situations, but so how do you connect?
Yeah, see, it's really interesting. It's a chicken and egg situation, Dave. It really is. So if we were to put out somewhere, hey, we're taking all applications, we are a very small but potent nonprofit. So there's 7 of us on the board of directors. Of course, those are non-paid positions, all volunteer. So we kind of are juggling the balls of, yes, we'd like to have 1,000 applications, and if we got more than 5 at a time, we couldn't process. So to answer your question, it's mostly by word of mouth. It's by people that go on our website, see what we do. And the process really is, they send us an email or give us a call. Myself or one of the board of directors will qualify them. And a couple of qualifications, if I may, real quick, would be just household income. Household income has to be $80,000 max a year from all sources. Need to be in school or going in school. So, for instance, you can apply as a senior in high school, going to USC or whatever. And then also a B average in school. And there's a couple of smaller ones, but that's kind of the what's required to do it. This is going to be interesting for us because I really hope that this gets out to a lot of people. And as a result, we have more donations, which means we can give out more grants. I hope that we have more applicants as well, too. But at the same time, I'm kind of going, I hope we don't have too many applicants. This could be scary. So it would be a good problem to have, Dave.
And what are some of the schools that the students end up going to or are going to as you support them?
Great schools, man. Let's see, San Jose State here locally. Let's see, Sergio is down at USC. He's from the Bay Area, but he's down at USC. Let's see, latest is at Sonoma State right now. Gosh, we've had graduates from Point Loma, the Nazarene. We've had graduates from Santa Clara U. So really great schools. And then a lot of those people have gone to junior colleges along the way as well, too. So where they want to go is independent of us. We just want to help them and use us as a vehicle. Now, the one thing I want to say, I mean, let's be clear. This is not, we would not fund an entire tuition. We're not that size of a nonprofit. So our grants would be from $1,000 to say $7,000 at a time, right? So that won't fund the full education,
right?
But it's not intended to. It's more of a stopgap measure.
Awesome. Very cool. So you talked about fundraising. What are some of the ways you go about raising funds? Is that a year-long process?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's usually more intensive from about right now through November. It's probably our biggest season for it. So initially, first year, I just let a bunch of people know, hey, we're starting this foundation. This is what we're doing. And boom, contributed, $5,000, just friends of ours, business associates, people that knew Heidi. So we kind of started off and we gave out our first grant based on that. We realized we needed to start doing some fundraising. So people donate directly on the website, so direct donations, and also, sending checks to the foundation. Our big fundraiser is our golf tournament. That's a Saturday, and it's a pretty fun event. And that's the thing, too. We really want people to have a blast while they're there. And then we try to do a good job of letting them know, hey, every mulligan you buy, every raffle ticket you buy, you're helping a kid go to college, helping a person go to college. So it ends up being the kind of event I really am proud of my board of directors. I'm proud of all these volunteers, all these people that help us put it on, Dave, so that it ends up being something that people really enjoy. And at the end of the event, I always have people saying, sign me up for next year for the golf thing. And then now we have the luncheon thing, where last year we started for the first time, people can come to lunch that are non-golfers. And while they're there at lunch.
On the same day.
On the same day, you got it.
Oh, what a great idea. Excellent.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm talking too much. I'm excited about this. This is
No, this is great. Great information. Fantastic, really, because I think you and I had mentioned, by the way, I'm a graduate of the sister college of Point Loma Nazarene. I went to Southern Nazarene University in Oklahoma City a long time ago. Trust me, very long time ago. But a great school. I understand that Point Loma, actually, the track there is used by a lot of the Olympic runners for training. It's a beautiful, beautiful campus down there in San Diego. You mentioned the other schools, which are all fabulous, excellent places of higher education. And what you're doing is phenomenal for helping young people cross the line and make it to the finish line of getting their education, which I'm very passionate about myself, is education, as you know, with our work in Kenya and in the United States as well. So in addition to the golf tournament and the simultaneous lunch, are there other types of fundraisers that you use at other times of the year or throughout the year?
Yeah, there sure are. It's the name may get changed, but right now it's the Brew Fest, and it's going to happen. This will be our second one, and it's in October. It's in the Santa Cruz Mountains, and if you know any people watching, if you know Roaring Camp, which is a narrow gauge railroad that goes to Felton, you know this?
Yes, been there.
Great place.
Beautiful, beautiful in the mountains up there. Wow.
We've got it for a day. So last year was our first one. We sponsored it, had all these incredible bands playing, and then there was 12 breweries that came, hence the Brew Fest. And one of the breweries is my son's company, Humble Sea. Well, that's Frank Scott Krueger. Well, he's also on our board of directors. So he was the one that said, hey, let's add this as an alternative to our fundraisers, and let's do it completely different, probably different, you know, people and supporters from the golf tournament. Let's do beer and music.
Excellent, excellent. As you probably know, I'm a big fan of music with my background in the radio industry. So I'm curious about what kind of bands do you bring in? I got to get there, listen to this stuff.
You know, last year it was a lot of, it's supposed to be bluegrass. Now there was some bluegrass. Man, they had some great rock bands there, which I like everything, but I am partial, I have to tell you, to rock. And oh my gosh, they had some tremendous bands there.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you and I had discussed at some point about you know, we discussed you've lost your wife. I had lost my son and my father early, and it's like, it's kind of like having a cut on your hand, and eventually the pain goes away, but the scar is still there. So a lot of memories of, and we talked about, one of the things we mentioned was that God wants you to use your pain. And I think that's exactly what you've done with your foundation. I know from talking with you what a devastating experience it was for you to lose Heidi. However, you came out and you're doing this incredible service for young people. And so what are your goals for the Heidi Foundation this year and going into 2020?
Sure. You know, let me just say, here's what I see as our job. Our job is to get it done for these young people. And in fact, in my business, I have a consulting firm. It's exactly the same thing. And I always preach this. The bottom line is implementation. So if we have all kinds of great theory, but we never get it done, we never get to the bottom line, so we don't end up implementing it business-wise or implementing it helping people, it's all just a good idea. So I'm pretty big on goals. I'm pretty big on, come on, guys, let's get clear. The 6 guys on the board of directors, they're all overachievers. They're all fantastic people. So you know, with that in mind, we push ourselves and we're pushing the foundation. It's a very simple equation. The more money people contribute or the more money we raise, the more people we help create a future for themselves by getting their education. It's just that simplest equation in the world. So we got to bring that back then to, okay, so what are we doing? So what we're shooting for this year is to award 5 grants from $1,000 to $5,000 each. And I say one, do we ever really give $1,000? Not really. But that is the low end of it. What happens all the time, Dave, if I could diverge just for a second. So what happens is when someone fills out an application, it's quite lengthy. It's going to take a person 4 hours to do it because they really have to write about their life contribution and what do they want for their future. So it's pretty lengthy. Then we assign a person from the board of directors, and we call them the shepherd. and that person, let's just say that's you, so you're going to be the shepherd for this person coming along. Your job is not only to interview him or her, but to really talk about what they need, and then what you're going to do is summarize it, and then you're going to be the advocate for him or her to the board of directors and say, okay, so we have Dave over here. Here's his position, wants to go to Santa Clara. So the shepherd then, gives the pitch and talks about the money, how much it is, and then everybody votes on it. Now, the reason I mention all this is that once we get going with a kid, we fall in love with every one of these kids. So if they say, well, they really just want $2K, so then we sit down and talk about it, and we go, we can do better than that. So the number ends up getting increased all the time in terms of what they put out. Now, for people hearing this, that's not a promise. That's a general trend, but that's what we try to do. So in order for that to happen, we got to raise money and funds, and we got to raise a lot more. So we're shooting for 5 grants this year of up to $5K apiece, raising $25,000. Typically, we raise less than that. We're shooting for about $15,000 from our 2 fundraisers, and then about $10,000 from corporate donations and direct donations as well too. So that's a long answer to a short question. Sorry.
Oh, that's fantastic. That is so inspirational. It's not you go above and beyond. The old extra mile principle from the Bible talks about if someone wants you to go 1 mile, go 2, and let them have your coat, and et cetera, et cetera. And with the shepherding idea, that's fantastic that you're actually befriending these students and not just dishing out money, so to speak, in a random way. It's very organized and strategically thought through. That's fantastic. I really appreciate what you're telling me. Inspirational, as I said. I'm easy to get inspired, but I admit. But
you have a good heart and a good focus in business, which relates to your background and your morals. So yeah, of course. One thing, if I could, Dave, to add, really great thing happens. Not always, but quite often when we actually, so what we'll do then is all decided, the dollar amount, the shepherd will announce to the person, hey, here's how much you're getting. And then we'll have a little dinner with the shepherd, and then, typically their mom and dad and the person himself. I try to come to these things too, just because it's so fantastic. And when we give them the check, or we give them a certificate, because we send the check directly sometimes to the university, half the time they cry, and their parents cry. Yeah. It's really something. So
wonderful.
You walk away from there going, oh my gosh, we got to do more. We got to do more.
And having said that, so after 13 years of service, what does the foundation need to do to prosper and continue this good work?
Thank you for asking, man. Really a big deal. Well, it's about people. It's about supporters of the foundation. We have a lot. So I would say specifics, Dave. One would be, we're looking for direct donations always. We're hoping to get some people we're talking to. We're hoping to get a couple of $5,000 donations this year, maybe more. So one vehicle is direct donation. You can do that by going on the website. At the end, we'll have all the information for everybody, but the website is HEIDI'SFoundation.com. So Heidi's, HEIDIS, Foundation.com.
I'm speaking with Bob Krueger. He's the co-founder of the Heidi Krueger Foundation for Giving. And Bob has got an inspirational movement that's going on right now in the world of education for young people. And we're so grateful to have you as my guest today, Bob. And we will get the word out, get the website out so people can donate online, correct?
Yeah, donate online, but also my personal information, my cell phone and my email is here too. Contact me, especially if you have questions, if you have concerns. Please, we want to talk to people, and we want to let them know about these great young people that are doing it. So one would be direct donation, Dave. The second would be corporate donation. And myself and one of our board members, Jed Walkenfuss, are in charge of corporate donations. So we're going to be pitching a bunch of companies and saying, here's what we do, here's what it looks like, and would you consider maybe a golf corporate donation of, say, $1,000 or $2,000 for 2 foursomes, plus this, plus that. So second thing would be corporate donation. The third would be, just golfing. Come golf with us. We love it. We need more golfers. We usually have 18 to 20 foursomes. As you golf, there's the amount that's part of what we charge you that goes into the coffers after it pays the bills. But the other thing, too, is that every golfer we get, not everybody, but typically they buy raffle tickets, they buy mulligans, and just during the day, we're pretty good at parting them from $20 bills along the way for the kids.
Sure. Is the golf tournament on the website also? If people want to go ahead and register or connect with you either as a sponsor or as a player, is that on the website?
It sure is, Dave. Yeah. Very easy to find it up there. And a bunch of information about it, too.
And what phone number would you like people to call, Bob, to talk to you?
Call my personal cell. It's 408-896-0799. And that's here in Northern California. And I'd be glad to talk to you. If you have questions, concerns, would love to talk to you. If you have a problem of you've got $50,000 and you don't know which nonprofit to contribute it to, boy, would I like to talk to you.
Absolutely. So that phone number again, Bob, if you want to talk to Bob directly, call 408-896-0798. Did I get that right?
Nope, 99.
Oh, 99. I can't read my own scribbling here. Sorry. 408-896-0799. Talk to Bob directly. Bob, thank you so much for being with us. I'm Dave Henning with the Fresh Start Podcast and Fresh Start TV.